Let's also welcome back Mr. John Doyle. He is a combat veteran of the Vietnam War, 26 years in the House of Delegates, formerly Deputy Revenue Secretary as well. Good morning, John.
Good morning, Rob, and everybody out there in video listener land.
You were at the Veterans Day Parade, John?
I was there for a short period of time. I had a 1 o'clock meeting in Shepherdstown I had to get to, so I didn't stay very long. But I was there for the ceremony at the beginning and the first few minutes of the parade, yeah.
Oh, very good. And I understand we had a good crowd for that.
Yes, a very good crowd. And incidentally, I had never heard of that parade before until you had Kathleen Stotler here on the show talking about it.
Yeah.
And I said, wow, I gotta see if I can get to this. In the future, I will plan to be there and be there for the whole thing.
Very nice. And you got a pin, a welcome home pin.
I got a welcome home pin, yeah. I actually got two. Kathleen gave me one here in the studio at the end of the show, but I had intended to bring it with me to the parade and I forgot. So she pinned me with another pin.
Well, that's nice. Well, congratulations.
Yeah, thank you.
Now, you may remember we had done a segment previously set up for us by Tim Garino, who you can see he's like John's conscience in the background, just over his shoulder back there.
The angel on his shoulder.
Yes.
Oh, my.
The bearded angel on his shoulder. Tim, welcome. Good to see you. Tim had set up a segment for us from Harvey Wilt, who was a local kid who was thinking about going into the Marine Corps, and had gotten some mentorship from Staff Sergeant Gilman, who is here with us today as well. Welcome back. Thank you for coming in. And we got a fresh from boot camp graduate of the U.S. Marine Corps. Hold on. From the halls of Montezuma. My nephew Brandon, my godchild, he is a retired U.S. Marine Corps veteran, and I just got a chance to see him this past weekend, in fact. And I remember the day he came home from boot camp as a handsome, young, in-shape, sculpted Marine with the jaw, the chest, the slender build, and that's Harvey Wilt. Harvey, welcome back.
Good morning, good morning.
Well, what did you think?
That's an experience down there at Paris Island, for sure. They definitely put me through it.
The experience can be a lot of things.
I noticed the posture's a bit more upright.
Yes, sit a little more proud now. Walk a little more upright.
Yeah. So, Harvey, how many days was boot camp?
It was about 90 days, 91 days, I believe.
It's hard to believe it's been that long since we last saw you.
Yeah, time flies. And I went there was a lot that happened in those 90 days. Every day down there is very jam-packed, full of activities. What
did you learn about yourself from all those quote-unquote activities?
Well, they, breaking you down, you learn a lot of that stuff is like team building, and it's designed to, it's no more about me, myself, or I. It's all about like working together as a unit. And they really stress that down there. It's so everything it becomes no longer about you, and it's about accomplishing whatever goal or task is at hand. So it's a very humbling experience, actually, to be down there. It's about unit cohesion and figuring out how to work better together is the best way to put it. That's like the main thing that they're stressing to you.
Did the advice you got from your mentor going into this come in handy?
Of course, yes, of course. I always had that in the back of my mind too. As everything was, happening, I was always thinking about like the mission and, family and friends and everything I've learned in life. Because it is stressful being there, and it's not meant to be easy, and some parts of boot camp are very enjoyable. My experience there was pretty enjoyable, other than of course it sucks, but it has its moments.
How much of your stuff got broken?
Oh man, they would mess us up pretty bad. They had us do some things, but that was all part of the training, It all had they tell you this too. They're like, they don't do anything for no reason. So
So of all the tasks you had to perform in boot camp, which was the one that was the most frustrating and the most difficult to overcome?
I'd say the one that brought my my fire team together the most, and probably the most frustrating overall, was a task they call sweep sweep pull. And sweep sweep pull, long story short, is it's meant to be like you're going on a beachfront. So you're in sand, and you're laying down with your fire team of 4 people, and you have to have your helmet scraping along the sand, and you're sweeping your hand out in front of you like this and inching your way forward as if you're storming a beach, and you're not allowed to raise your head out of the sand, and you have to stay aligned to your fire team. And if you don't do that, they make you turn around, and you're crawling. I was there when it was wet, and I was crawling through puddles of water. And but that really brought our fire team together, because if we didn't stay aligned, we got punished. And because we were all suffering so much together, I'd say that was a really memorable moment that I'll never forget.
When does it end? What's the goal at the end of this?
So at the end, you move to another part where you're what's called buddy rushing. So after you finally make it through that, which it takes a while, you have to then rush up, it's called buddy rushing. So you rush in pairs, and the end goal is to obviously make it to the end and destroy the enemy. They have bunkers set up. But we did this over and over throughout the end of boot camp, and everyone, you come out of that and you're covered head to toe and you're drenched, and yeah.
Well, how much time did you spend at the rescue mission, Harvey?
I spent about probably 6 months there, and through my 6 months, I'd say it was I was only there for maybe a month, and I started going about the process of joining, and the mission really helped get me back to they knew I had a goal in mind, and they knew that I was serious about it, so they were there. They did more for me than I could have asked for.
Mr. Doyle.
So where's your assignment next?
My assignment next, I'll be at Camp Lejeune, but technically Camp Geiger, and I'll be doing what's MCT. It's at the School of Infantry, but I'm not going through the entire School of Infantry because my MOS is Aviation Electronics Technician.
Oh, okay. So you're going to fix helicopters.
Yes. So I'll be down there for 28 days, and then I'll go down to Pensacola, Florida, and I'll do my actual schoolhouse to learn my actual job.
Okay.
Yep.
Staff Sergeant Gilman, what do you think about this new Marine here?
I was very, very proud of him, but I said, hey, you need a haircut. So we're going to get that later before we go around. But no, seeing him come back in his dress blues, it's amazing, the transformation.
It's the best uniform.
It is.
It is.
And it's a great week to wear it, too. Marine Corps birthday, and I told him he just checked in today for recruiting assistance. So
nice.
This is his first day, and he gets to come do this, and we're just super proud of him, to see his next steps and what he's going to accomplish, and hopefully he'll get a little bit more chest candy, and his next assignment, it'll fly by, but he'll be going to Pensacola for almost a year, so he'll get a lot of intensive training down there, and specialized training. And then, we told him if he wants to come back for RA or do anything like that to help our mission for recruiting, he's a perfect candidate. He is in shape. He lost more weight. I didn't think that was possible, but he lost more weight. And, he knows a lot of people in the area. And just with his story, it's definitely inspiring. And so many people have reached out since he's been gone to write. So if you guys did not get a letter back from him, the addresses were sent out, okay? But they put them through the training down there now. So, I think when I went, we had every Sunday to write, but I know they had even more training that they're trying to put them through to condense it. So he didn't have a lot of time to do writing. So
he was busy.
Yeah, he's very busy. Yeah.
So you had a long time to think and to dream about getting into the Marine Corps, going through the Marine Corps, going through boot camp, and in the middle of boot camp, I'm sure there are moments of oh goodness, what did I get myself into? And then, but finally on the other side, you you graduate and you become a Marine. Tell me about that moment. What's that like?
Oh man, when I was coming back from the Crucible, it was a very emotional experience. They keep us together as we're marching back, and seeing people break down and cry, and knowing that like this is the moment that all this is built up to. Like it was very surreal. Because you're so into the training that you feel like it should be going on still. Like I didn't expect it to actually be over, and man, my feet were hurting bad. That was a moment that I'll never forget. I cried a little bit, and I was going through it. And for it to finally be over, I didn't actually believe it. I was sitting there and I was thinking to myself, is this really it? Like, and it's an honor to be on that parade deck because so many other people have gone through that same shared experience. I wasn't alone. Seeing all my brothers there with me, it was definitely one of the most. It was probably the most proud moment I've ever had in my life. So something I'll carry with me, and I'll never forget. I think that's the whole point of why they do that too. Being there on the parade deck and knowing that all those other men that before me who have served our nation, that done amazing things, probably better things than I'll ever do, and it was just like another humbling experience to be there and be a part of. That was something that I could have only ever dreamed of. It was amazing.
So Sergeant Gilman, you hear that, you're his mentor. What do you think?
I mean, every Marine has to go through the Crucible, and it's something that, that's the only way to earn the title, to leave Parris Island. So they always tell you, like, there's only one way to leave, and that's to complete that task. And I remember that hearing him talk about his experiences takes me right back to the 54 hours of being awake, little to no sleep, no food, you're tired, you're very lethargic, and you just have your team, like he said. So it brings me back every single time I have one of my applicants come back as a Marine. They've earned the title. They've earned the Eagle Globe and Anchor. I remember that same time, too, being able to earn that. So to know that he's a part of, the brotherhood, and he's gone through it. I mean, there's no doubt for us that he would make it. We knew it was going to happen just with his tenacity. And
are there people who make it, it was at 54 hours? Are there people who get almost through the Crucible and then don't?
Oh, yeah. I mean, I don't know about his platoon specifically, but I've never had any of my applicants go through and not complete it. But, I mean, when I went through boot camp, we had people give up and say, I'm done. And you're not supposed to say that.
That's after how long? That's after 90 days?
Oh, my gosh. That's after 11 and a half weeks of training.
Wow.
Right? And then you have the 54 hours, and some people get hurt. They break their hip. They break an ankle. Their mind just gives up on them, their body gives up, and they can't push through, and the drill instructors are supposed to continue to have them go through it, but sometimes they get pushed back through training or they just give up completely. And I always tell all my guys when they go down, there's no way off the island except graduating. Like, you're going to push through, whether you're hobbling or something. Go to sick call later, because you have to earn that title. You've put too much into it at that point.
For your recruits, Sergeant Gilman, what percentage are male versus female?
Oh, wow. So I've actually only had one female in my whole 36 months. This is my last month of recruiting. In 36 months, I've had one female applicant make it to become a Marine. I have one right now in the pipeline who's about to leave next week. So, I mean, statistic-wise, there's so many women that will say that they want to become a Marine, and it's, the Marine Corps is already less than 1% of the population, right, that join and make it through, but women are, it's even less than that. I don't even know the full, percentage. But, I mean, yeah, I think I've had a total of 54 young men that have made it through the process and they've become Marines. I think he made number 54. So it's incredible. I mean, this area, there's so much patriotism. It's a small community, but very much there's a good, proud heritage here for the Marine Corps and for the military.
What will your next assignment be?
Camp Lejeune, actually. Yeah, I'll be going down to New River Air Station. So I'll be stationed down there for the next 4 years.
Best of luck to you, Mr. Doyle.
That was the question I was going to ask.
Surely a
I'm
person of
glad
your
to be done.
military experience has other questions.
Yeah. Oh, yeah. Private Wilt, is that the correct way I address it? Okay. At what point, how much longer will it be before you get a stripe on your shoulder?
It won't be much longer.
Okay.
The first 4 ranks go by pretty quickly.
Okay.
So stripe. What is he?
So you're talking about right here?
Oh yeah,
So you're
that shouldn't
private
be
of
long at
nothing,
all.
yeah.
That'll be very quick.
Okay. Yeah.
About 3 months is what it takes.
And then you will be PFC. Correct? Yeah,
Correct.
that's right. And my father was in the Marine Corps, so that's I learned the halls of Montezuma before I was 10 years old. He actually had been training on Guam in 1945 as an artilleryman for the invasion of the Japanese home islands when President Truman dropped the big one. So he did not have to go into combat, and I'm very happy about that.
Sure.
Yeah, it's. So at any rate, I'm sorry, I digress. Your enlistment, Private Wilt, is 4 years?
Actually, I have a 5-year.
5 years, okay.
Contract.
Okay, yeah. And at this point, do you have any idea whether you would extend and do something else, or stay in the Marine Corps and be a lifer, or do you know?
Of course, I would love to. I still have so much to learn. I'm still in the very beginning stages though, so I still have yet to find out my duty station and figure out where I'm gonna be. And so far though, I'm comfortable with it. I enjoy the lifestyle of the Marine Corps. It's a bunch of guys who are young and pretty outgoing, and everybody likes to be in shape, and there's a lot of benefits to being in the Marine Corps that you might not know unless you're around the other Marines. So I personally want to, yes.
When my nephew Brandon got married a few years back and his Marine Corps buddies came to the wedding and the reception, let me tell you something. There's nothing quite like a bunch of 25-year-old males at a wedding reception of the U.S. Marine Corps. You better be prepared for that advancement.
Yeah.
It was a lot of fun. It was. So, Harvey, you're how old now?
I'm 24.
24 years old.
I turned 24 at boot camp. I had boot camp birthday.
Boot camp birthday. Okay.
Yep.
So,
Did that make you the old man in boot camp?
I was, because of the time I went to boot camp, which is around the summertime, it's mostly kids who just graduated because of the way it works. The older guys typically are there in the winter, and but the platoon loved me. I was called Unc. That was they all called me Unc.
24-year-old old man.
Yeah, but a lot of them actually came to me, and I felt old because older than normal because I'm around a bunch of young guys. So they all came to me and were asking me just life advice, and I got to touch base with a lot of them. It was actually very nice for me I felt younger around them because they were all younger. So
well, let me ask you this question. I assume a lot of these kids, if they came from high school graduation, they came from the comforts of their home.
Yes.
You did not. You had a different 5 years
so
between graduation and doing this, and exposed you to a lot of things that most kids don't get exposed to.
Yeah, a lot of them had never been away from home. So a lot of them were very homesick in the beginning, and I had this mindset of this is something that's not really a choice. I'm doing this. I already had my mind made. A lot of them had, since they'd never been from home, I could tell that a lot of them struggled with that in the beginning. And after a while, they all got used to it. But I tried to be there for, my brothers as much as possible. And, a lot of them did come to me. And my fire team there was, some 17-year-olds. And I felt like a leader around them.
Have you ever felt like a leader before?
In sports and other events, but not quite this is something that's different. It's not just you're not just playing basketball or anything. This is something that's a lot more serious because these are people that might have to fight with, and that's the mindset when you're there is this is it's something more serious than that. So you can't take it so lightly. This is something where, like, we're here to fight if we have to fight for our country, and so you understand that. And a lot of these, to see them, take that, and like they know that that's what they're signing up for. It was inspiring to me as well, because I'm not alone, and I also have to be there for these guys.
Well, you're now a Marine. A year ago, you were not. A year and a half ago, you were starting the process, whatever that was. Every branch of the service is hiring, or is recruiting. So back then, could choose whatever. Why did you focus on the Marine Corps then?
Well, I always, since fresh out of high school, was always interested in it. And I don't know, that's a hard question to really answer. I think it's just because of the way, the few, the proud, that's like the slogan of the Marines. And I wanted to be part of, I wanted to accomplish what, so little have been able to accomplish before. And not everyone, they don't join the Marines for a reason. And a lot of people like to, take it easy, and the Marines aren't about that. And I wanted a taste of that. I wanted to have a challenge. I wanted to earn the title, not just be given. I'm not saying the other branches don't have their own boot camps and everything, but it's nothing like the Marine Corps. And I knew all about what the Marine Corps is about, and I had done all my research, and I knew what I was getting myself into.
Could 19-year-old Harvey have made it through?
I'd say I might have made it through, but it would have been a much different time for me, and I probably wouldn't be where I'm at. I'm very happy that it's happened when it's happened. So
You're more humble now.
Yes. I think I did better with how I went through it because of my age.
Yeah, I know. Go ahead, John. We've got about a minute left.
Harvey, you mentioned that all the services have their boot camps. That reminded me. When I went in the Army in 1968, it's interesting. The Marines have a boot camp. So does the Navy. So does the Coast Guard. So does the Air Force. But in the Army, you were not allowed to call it that. It was basic training.
Correct.
And any time a drill sergeant heard you say boot camp, drop down and give me 20. You had to do push-ups if you called it boot camp.
And I think yours was called a drill sergeant and his was a drill instructor.
That's right. Drill instructor. In the Army, it's a drill sergeant. Yes.
Yeah, a little bit of a difference there, too. So anyway, Harvey, congratulations to you.
Thank you so much.
And I think you got a little taste of what it's like to lead men now, didn't you?
Yes.
And you like the responsibility.
And congratulations to us for having you out there.
Thank you guys
on
for
our
having
behalf.
me.
Yeah. Staff Sergeant Gilman, good luck in your next assignment. I think you've done pretty good in this one.
Yes.
Tim Garino, thank you so much for setting this up and bringing Harvey and Staff Sergeant Gilman into the studio. Once again, we are better for having met a couple of new friends here on the show. And Harvey, I hope you'll stay in touch with us.
I will. I'll be back around.
Yeah, when you're in town, please visit. We break. We have more to come after this.